You are still watching Ways Now. World AIDS Vaccine Day, also known as HIV Awareness Vaccine Day, is observed annually on the 18th of May. HIV vaccine advocates celebrate this day by promoting the ongoing urgent need for a vaccine to prevent HIV and AIDS. They acknowledge and thank the thousands of volunteers, community members, health professionals, supporters, and scientists who are working together to find a safe and effective AIDS vaccine, and urge the international community to recognize the importance of investing in new technologies as a critical component of a comprehensive response to HIV and AIDS pandemic. You know how it's so interesting that COVID came, everybody forgot that we had HIV.
Absolutely.
You know, and AIDS is far more
dangerous, yes.
You know, than what's it called? Than
COVID.
And look at how long it took. You know, the day I first watched it, I think I was flipping through the channels and I saw on CNN that there was a vaccine. I said, whoa, praise God, because it was
finally
almost like before. At some point, remember when AIDS just HIV AIDS
came out,
just started, and that time was almost like a death sentence. I mean, there were movies.
I lost quite a number.
Yes,
of people.
Nollywood did movies around it so well that people were really very careful about, you know, going to the salon, because it was not really only about sex.
Yeah,
it's about
sharp objects. You don't know where you can prick yourself.
A needle, you know. So I mean, it's just so surreal that today we can actually have a vaccine that can prevent, you know, HIV/AIDS.
However, I don't think that the awareness is there for a lot of people compared to what COVID. Everybody knows about the COVID vaccine, but very few people are aware of the the vaccine for HIV. So I think yes, awareness should be created on it
across board. Yeah, if they can push it. More and more people need to know. The same way they pushed, you know, awareness, the media space took over, telling people about COVID, how to protect themselves. I think they should also do that for AIDS.
Absolutely. So let me start with you, Isi, your story.
Okay. It's evident that you missed me. Yes. So my story is from Lagos State and the Lagos State government that says Sanwo-Olu announces total indefinite ban on Okada in Lagos State in 6 local government areas, namely Ikeja, Surulere, Etiosa, Lagos Mainland, Lagos Island, and Apapa. And I think this is applaudable, basically, but I think it's medicine after death as well, because we have had this issue and outcry about the menace of Okada riders in Lagos State from God knows when.
What is even scary for me, Isi, is this our Lekki Ibadan and Lekki Expressway? They are coming like to an oncoming vehicle, and they are telling you clear
to the side.
They are owning the rights to the road. Absolutely, I think it is totally
long overdue,
but it is time we actually implement it. Implementation is crucial here, and let's see how they go about implementing it.
Absolutely.
That's just my take.
There have been a lot of uncalled for accidents, or you mean the death of David?
We're talking that tomorrow. Yeah.
I mean, it's unfortunate how many lives that have been lost, and the audacity that these Okada riders have across board, across Lagos metropolis. It's something, I agree with you when you say that, I mean, it's coming in late, but it's better late than never. But I hope it's not going to be a case of saying something and then implementing is a problem. Because that's where this is the second time that this has been made by the state government.
Then they said it was partially done because I think it was done in February 2020. That it was a partial ban, whereby they
now it's an outright ban.
Now it's a total ban.
You know.
So we are looking forward to how this is carried out.
So sorry, Uwa, don't you think that this is also going to give rise to another problem because now all of a sudden a number of people are jobless. Already we had a situation, we had some people who, the residents in Lekki, who got wind of a situation that was going to, a riot or something that was going to occur, and they were sending out messages to people around the environs to be careful, and that they were going to begin to man the gates from a period in time, reducing the amount of hours that people could have access, because they were planning to have. So these people, what is going to be their plight? How are they going to manage the situation of even more jobless people in Lagos State? Because that is a ticking time bomb in itself.
Well, I think, if I may step in there, I think this has occurred before, and that was where we had the Okada riders who were actually like a corporate entity, that they were
the hailing services.
The hailing services. So I think yes, it can be rectified, but now these individuals or these Okada riders, who we all know as the Hausa people or something, the key thing here is that at least let them go through some sort of training before they actually go on the road.
I was going to say that when there was that initial ban, when Sanwo-Olu just came in, it was, they banned all the go-karters, right? Yeah. So they banned go-karters, and all of a sudden what then happened was people converted their go-karters to the logistics. No, to logistics. So they use a lot of the go-karter riders now. I use go-karter when I want to like transport things and all of that. But you see, even those ones, they were a real menace.
Because they're not trained.
So what? No, but to some extent, I would have preferred that the government enforce certain kinds of rules and regulations for a corporate entity, like the hailing services, like the one I had mentioned. If they have some regulations, you will be able to control those ones, because if anything happens, we'll take off your license, so you'll not be able to ride again. Because you cannot just completely take them out of job. But you see, there was some level of sanity with those people. You could see graduates taking up the jobs and all of that, just like the car hailing services as well. But now, what we have is that the hailing services, they are no longer there. They are there partially, but more for logistics.
But this will give room for them to come back.
What has happened is these Okada people are back on the road, and they always take one way. They never follow the traffic rules. They never do anything.
Know the traffic rules?
Are they trained?
An outright ban is good now, but I'm saying that if at all that they say that they must bring something like the riding services, right? It has to be a corporate body that understands how to run a business and teach them proper road usage, because what we have right now is total chaos. Just take your message, Norma.
Yeah, okay. My message.
Yes, your what's in the news.
My message has to do with federal government saying that the Abuja Kaduna train service is to come back to begin operations again from May 23. So the story goes that the federal government, through the Federal Ministry of Transportation, has directed that the Abuja Kaduna train service should resume on May 23. The Deputy Director of Public Relations of the Nigerian Railway Corporation, Mr. Yakubu Mahmood, had made this known in a statement in Lagos, and the reports have it that Kaduna-bound train, of course, we know the incident that happened on March 28th, which is about 6 weeks, where at least eight persons were killed and the rest were kidnapped and are still missing.
Totally.
Now, this situation is very dicey, because these people who have been kidnapped are still not found. And then the pressure of resuming back services, railway transport services, is also there. How is the government trying to manage these two situations? If they outrightly, I feel that if they outrightly just say, oh, let's start work, and these are these people who have not gotten answers for their family members, their brothers, their sisters, their wives, their husbands who have been missing, their children who have been missing, it will feel like there's a level of sensitivity to my plight as a citizen. And I'm beginning to wonder, do you even have me in the front burner when you are making these decisions. It is very unfortunate, and I don't know how they are going to be able to come out of this, because these people, on one hand, these people need answers. These people need their family members to come home, and they don't have those answers. And on the other hand, service needs to resume. So you cannot, this is 6 weeks after, and then you still do not have answers, and then you want to continue business and as usual.
By endangering other Nigerians.
How, and then the questions of even how safe can Nigerians feel going back to using these railway transport system? No answers. We haven't had any answers to that effect.
So I think we would probably need to
it's an ongoing, I don't know.
We've had him on the show, the DG for the Nigerian Rail Services. We would probably need to
so
bring
that
them
we
in and
the
understand.
Nigerian people need these answers.
Yeah, because I am sure that they would not reopen if they
have not done
put certain
due
measures
diligence.
So it's just important for us to know. And again, what are they doing concerning the people that are still in custody? Because even today, this is real, right? Today I was reading somewhere about the road. There was another abduction on the Kaduna Abuja Expressway.
So it's
so
still
that axis
the insecurity
is a big
situation
issue.
is still there.
Yeah, it's a big issue. It's even beyond even reopening the rail lines. But let me take my story. A wanted drug baroness, right? Bridget Emeka, aka Mama. She's 59. She's been arrested by the operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency in Delta State. She was arrested on Sunday at her mansion, where she allegedly cooked and distributed crack cocaine, methamphetamine, and other illicit substances. Now, the NDLEA said no fewer than 9 of her workers and associates were also arrested in coordinated simultaneous operations at her residence and drug bunk, where she allegedly accommodated drug users and sold illicit substance to them and other parts of Warri, Delta State. On the statement that was released today by the Director of Media and Advocacy, Femi, that's for NDLEA, said apart from various quantities of crack cocaine, methamphetamine, molly, and loud seized from her home and drug bunks, a pump-action gun, 15 cartridges, documents, 2 cars, mobile phone, drug paraphernalia, and such as sodium bicarbonate and polythene wrappings were also recovered for further investigation. I'm taking this story particularly because I'm happy with NDLEA. We've been seeing a lot of drug, big wigs being cramped down, and we need more of those, because again, drug is a big, we think that security is a pandemic. Drug use and abuse is also a huge pandemic, and it also eventually trickles down, or the ripple effect is also the insecurity that we're seeing, because a lot of these people go to rob, they go to kill, most of them are high.
Yes.
You know, they are always constantly high. So imagine if we treat this problem holistically, would get somewhere. So I'm happy with NDLEA, and I say kudos to them. Hopefully we get to arrest a lot more people. So on that note, we'll take a break, and when we come back from the break, we want to discuss appearance, behavior, and communication. Stay with us. We'll be right back.